Two of the biggest, baddest fighters in UFC history are about to collide in a fight that could change everything. Jon Bones Jones, the king of the light heavyweight division, stepping up to challenge Stipe Miocic, the greatest heavyweight of all time. It's a fight that will test their legacies, their toughness, and their desire to stay on top. Today, from their strengths and weaknesses to how this legendary matchup could play out. Are you ready? Because this one is going to be big. The story of two legends, let's start with their story. Jon Jones. You know him. Jones rose through the ranks quickly, destroying almost every opponent who stood in his way. Jon Jones is a problem solver. Every opponent he faces, he finds a way to beat them. Whether it's out wrestling a wrestler or out striking a striker, Jones always finds a way to win. Now, on the other side, we have Stipe Miocic. He's the heavyweight GOAT. Miocic has faced the scariest fighters on the planet, guys with knockout power, guys with wrestling backgrounds, and he's beaten them all. When you think about the heavyweight division, you think about knockout power. Miocic has that, but he also has something else. He has the heart of a champion. He's fought through some of the toughest moments in UFC history and still came out on top. So, what happens when you put the most dominant light heavyweight in history against the most dominant heavyweight in history? Well, that's exactly what we're here to find out. Jon Jones isn't just a fighter, he's like a chess player in the octagon. Every movement, every strike, every takedown is part of a bigger plan. He doesn't just react to his opponents, he makes them fight his fight. One of the things that makes Jones so dangerous is his creativity. He'll hit with a spinning elbow, then suddenly shoot for a takedown. He uses his long reach to keep opponents at a distance, then surprises them with kicks from all angles. Jones is also a world-class wrestler. He's taken down some of the best wrestlers in the UFC, controlling them on the ground, landing elbows and making them question every move they make. I mean, fighting Jones is like trying to play 5 games of chess at the same time. The big question, though, is how will all of this translate to heavyweight? Heavyweights hit harder, they move slower, and they can end a fight with one punch. Can Jones take the kind of power that comes at heavyweight? Can he maintain his speed and creativity against someone like Miocic? Now, let's talk about Stipe Miocic. Stipe is the heavyweight champ for a reason. He's not just strong, he's durable. He's faced Francis Ngannou, who punches like a freight train and survived. Stipe doesn't panic under pressure. He's been hit with some of the hardest punches in UFC history. He's patient. He waits for the right moment to land his shots, and when he does, they hurt. Miocic's striking is clean and powerful. He knows how to set up his punches, and he knows how to finish when he smells blood. That's what makes him so dangerous. In his fights against Cormier, we saw him mix up his wrestling and boxing perfectly. He's a well-rounded fighter who can do it all. The question is, can Miocic handle the unpredictable nature of Jon Jones? Can he stop the takedowns, avoid those tricky elbows, and still find a way to land that knockout punch? We're about to find out. Now let's break down their strengths and weaknesses. On one side, we have Jon Jones. His strength is his creativity, his ability to mix things up, and his fight IQ. He knows how to control a fight, frustrate his opponent, and find openings. But here's the thing. Jones has never fought at heavyweight. We've never seen him take a punch from a true heavyweight. And at heavyweight, one mistake can end a fight instantly. That's where things get risky for Jones. For Miocic, he can take punishment and he can give it. He's patient, smart, and knows how to win tough fights. But at the same time, Miocic has struggled with fighters who are faster and more unpredictable. So, it's a classic matchup of skill versus power, creativity versus durability, speed versus strength. The question is, who will impose their game plan first? Will Jones be able to control the fight with his creativity, or will Miocic's power be too much for him? The stakes for this fight are bigger than ever. This isn't just about winning a belt. For Jon Jones, this is about cementing his legacy as the greatest fighter of all time. He's dominated at light heavyweight, but can he do it at heavyweight? If he wins, he'll become the first fighter in UFC history to be the undisputed champion in 2 divisions. Both men have everything to gain and everything to lose in this fight. For Jones, A win solidifies his legacy as not just the best light heavyweight, but the best fighter in UFC history, period. For Miocic, a win would etch his name even deeper into the history books, but a loss could signal the end of his reign at the top. This is not just a fight between two men. This is a fight between two legacies. It's about proving who is truly the best. For Jones, his key to victory lies in his unpredictability. One wrong move, and he could find himself on the receiving end of a knockout. If Jones can frustrate Miocic with his unorthodox style and avoid those big punches, he could outpoint him or even find an opening for a finish. For Miocic, the strategy is clear pressure. Miocic needs to close the distance and make Jones uncomfortable. If he can turn this into a brawl and force Jones to fight at heavyweight pace, Miocic's power will become a major factor. The longer the fight goes, the more Miocic will need to test Jones' chin and stamina at this higher weight class. Miocic also needs to defend the takedowns. If Jones gets him to the ground and starts landing those brutal elbows, it could spell disaster for the heavyweight champ. But if Miocic can stay on his feet and make this a striking battle, his power could be too much for Jones to handle. Jones has never fought at heavyweight before. We've seen him dominate at light heavyweight, but the question remains, can he handle the power and the pressure of fighting at this weight? Will the extra muscle slow him down, or will it make him even more dangerous? On the other hand, Miocic is getting older. He's been in wars, he's taken damage, and there's always the question of how many more fights he has left in him. Can he still withstand the pace of someone like Jones? Does he have one more legendary performance left? These are the questions we'll only get answers to when they step into the octagon. And when they do, the outcome will not only change their careers, it will change the landscape of the UFC forever. This is more than just a fight. It's the culmination of two legendary careers. The anticipation has been building for years, and now it's finally happening. The stakes are sky high, and there's a lot more on the line than just a win or a loss. This is the fight that could define both men's legacies. It's about defending his heavyweight throne and proving that no one, not even Jon Jones, can dethrone him. The only question now is, who will rise to the occasion? Will Jon Jones cement his place as the greatest of all time, or will Stipe Miocic defend his legacy as the greatest heavyweight to ever do it? The time for talk is almost over. When the cage door closes, two legends will go to war. This is a fight we'll be talking about for years. Who do you think will win? Jon Jones, the master tactician, or Stipe Miocic, the heavyweight powerhouse? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want more breakdowns of the biggest fights, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any updates.